Son of a bitch.
Groovy.
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of The People Under the Stairs, the 1991 Wes Craven film that I think is forgotten far too often. Now, this movie is not for everyone. There are some parts of it that are kind of hard to take. It is revolting in some regards. I mean, the two main villains of this movie, they call each other Ma and Pa, but as the movie progresses, you find out that their relationship is actually a lot more familial than you're initially led to believe, and they are a couple. So yeah, that part is, is pretty disgusting, and the things that they do are pretty revolting. And one of them gets dressed up in leather all the time, or not all the time, but in a few sequences. So that's off-putting for a lot of people, and I feel like those two characters, the way that they're written, the way that they're performed, the shrieking nature of their characters and some of the things that they do, I think are a large portion of the reason why this movie is not spoken of a great deal more. Plus, it's not like some of other Wes Craven movies. It's not groundbreaking. The whole self-awareness of, say, Scream or New Nightmare, or the fact that he was able to create a lasting character in Freddy Krueger. I mean, this movie doesn't have any of that, so it does make sense that it isn't his most talked about movie by any stretch of the imagination, but I personally would have liked to have seen it talked about more. I think it is an interesting movie. It creates a world fantastically. For those of you who don't know what this movie is about, essentially, there's a character played by, he's played by an actor who you've seen in lots of things. I believe it's Brandon Adams or something to that effect. Yeah, Brandon Adams. And he plays a character who has the name Fool, and basically he gets convinced by friends to go into this house and help them to cage it, and they're going to rob it. And the people who live there, the reason why they're going, it's kind of like a Robin Hood kind of story, where there are these abjectly rich people who very wealthy, not abjectly anything, but they're very wealthy people who are running these run-down buildings, and they take full advantage of people that live in squalor. So these people go in to try to take some of that money back so that they can fix up the buildings, so they don't have to live in such a ghastly house. And so they go in to do that, and unfortunately the world that they are about to enter is extremely deadly. There are, anybody who gets into the world has to be killed because of the secrets once they're inside. So Fool, throughout the rest of the movie, is trying to escape their wrath, and almost the entire movie takes place in this house, which I think is really, really cool. And Fool's character, I think, is great. And he's this kind of street smart character who is entering into this world where everybody who's there either are out to kill him, or are these very innocent people that don't kind of understand the world and have only existed inside of this home and don't know anything else. So for him going in there, he's put into this kind of very foreign situation to see how he kind of plays off of it. I thought was great. I thought Brandon Adams did a great job in the role, and it's a very compelling character. And like I said before, and the people within the house, I mean, you have the daughter of the two villains, and she's comes off as a very sweet person. They make her dress almost like a doll, and they treat her like a doll. They're combing her hair. She has to be like very innocent, and she's treated like almost like this kind of angelic being. So anytime she does anything even remotely wrong, the punishment that she receives is extremely harsh. Like, there's this one moment later on in the film, or not later on, but partway through the film, where they give her a bath, and it's this scalding water, and when you see her put into it, and she's just like screaming in pain, it's a moment that absolutely sticks with you throughout the rest of the movie, and makes you kind of understand the way that she acts throughout. And I thought that was her character is very interesting, and you really want to protect her, and you really want to protect Fool. So the two of them, they kind of team up to try to fight them off as the film progresses, and they make a fantastic pair because you have these two characters that you really want to see come out of it, and these other two characters that are just horrendous. So having the two of them kind of play off one another, and two groups, I should say, is I think one of the major strengths of this movie. You also get introduced to this other character pretty early on, who's a guy who's living in the house, and you find out that his tongue has been cut off because apparently he spoke back to his mother and father, which are the same. He's the sibling of the girl in the house, and he was supposed to be put in this dungeon, essentially, under the stairs in this house, and you find out throughout the rest of the movie that there are tons of people underneath there that were the kids of the couple that they decided were bad for this reason or that reason, and he unlike all the others, he was able to escape, and there's these caverns and these tunnels throughout the house that are behind the walls, and he's able to make his way through them and still live a little bit of an independent life, probably more independent than anybody in the house other than the parents, and his character is fascinating, and I love the whole thing where he's going through all these passageways throughout the house. I think it's very interesting, and it was one of the coolest parts of this movie, is the world of this house and how it works. I think it's very, very cool. And you have Ving Rhames is in this movie. He is the guy who convinces Fool to go in and rob the place, and I mean, anytime you see Ving Rhames in a movie, it's always going to be cool. I mean, the guy is just such a talented actor, and to see what happens to him, it gives you an idea of the situations that they fall in, because he is dispatched relatively quickly and relatively easy, and to see what happens to such a powerful looking man, it really puts you in a great deal of fear for Fool and the characters that you come to care about. So I thought that was very effective. But really, to me, the thing that always stuck with me by far the most in this entire movie is the world of the house. I just absolutely dig it. I mean, it's such a fascinating thing because they do show establishing shots, and it looks like it's a relatively large house, but it doesn't hint at the world that they create inside, and like between the dungeon area that looks like it's been dug into it and has this kind of safe with all the money and all that kind of stuff. That whole part is cool, and there's a well and all that. That part's awesome, but really it's all the passageways throughout that is so cool. I mean, I think this movie is very effective at what it tries to do. It gives you a couple characters to really root for, and a couple characters to really root against, and they come at odds with one another. And it is within this confined area, but this confined area with so many different comings and goings. So it's a very interesting world that it drops you in, and very, very perilous. So those are my thoughts on The People Under the Stairs. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. If you're a fan of the movie, if you've never heard of the movie before, which is funny because it's a Wes Craven movie, whatever. Other than that, please hit that like button, hit that share button. It makes it much more likely that other people will come check out this review and let me know what they think, which would be awesome because I love talking to people about movies. And speaking of which, if you are new here and you just haven't done it yet, please hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you can find out when I put out a new video and come, you let me know what you think. Aside from all that though, have yourself a good day.